Hey, what's up, everybody? This is VisitJoan, and I am completely, totally exhausted today. No lie, I'm not kidding. There were, several things, well, maybe not several things, but there were, some things I really wanted to do today, but my body was just like, nope. In fact, I wanted to put in, 2 hours into something, and I only got through one before my eyes started dripping, and I had to just take a nap. But, yeah, I am going to power through this voiceover because I have the opportunity to get it done, and there are quite a few things to talk about in the Sims community besides, this build. And, I'm always looking for something to fill in the voiceovers because every time I talk about a build, well, most of the times anyway, it just doesn't cover the whole thing, and I don't know, I just feel like, putting music after it is kind of tacky, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, you guys, today we are building, it's actually a house from The Sims 2 that was in Pleasant View and that was really empty, and it is called 105 Sim Lane, and I'm building this for the VanHousien family. And that is, I did a character profile in CAS of Scarlett VanHousien earlier this year. Oh my goodness. Did I just pronounce the name differently both times? Okay, yeah, you can see how tired I am. But I did the character profile on Scarlett earlier this year, and that was one of the videos I had recorded in advance and actually had uploaded while I didn't have a working computer. So that's fun. So that'll be in the cards if I can remember to put it in there. I don't think I did last time, and I don't even remember what build that was. Maybe that was the Lauren and Jessica thing. I don't know. But anyway, you guys, the VanHousien family, it consists of Scarlett, her husband Todd, and their 2 children, Audrey and Scott. And actually, Scarlett is one of Bella's best friends. And I told you the story about her wedding in the last video featuring her, so I'm not going to say it again. Instead, it'll either be in the cards or I'll put it on the end screen for you guys to it, but I will link to it. And if you want to read about it in That Fateful Night, link is down in the description below. But anyway, you guys, fun fact about Scarlett, her name actually came from the character from G.I. Joe, Scarlett, the girl that had the red hair. I don't know much about G.I. Joe, I've just seen the movie. That's where I got her name from. Her parents, well, they're a little obsessed with Gone with the Wind, so that's where they got her name from. I built this house because, I was kind of looking for other houses to build because I had finished building all the houses I needed in Pleasant View and Strangetown and things like that. And I'm like, okay, what else can I build? Because I needed a house to put, the family in. For the sake of the game save file, their house is in the Strangetown, with quotes around that, obviously, but that I put in the game, but they actually live in the Phoenix suburbs. So yeah, her house is like an airport hub. If the Goths need to use the airport for any reason, they kind of, stop by her house or use her driveway to park their car, and then she'll take them to the airport. That kind of thing. But back to this house now. I was looking through the houses that were uninhabited in Pleasant View, and this house, it was a pretty big one. It was a nice one. It was actually empty, and it actually had 4 bedrooms, but none of them were big enough for a double bed. So what I did is, instead of making 4 bedrooms, I made 3 bedrooms. And on the second floor of the house, there actually was this overhang where the bedrooms were on both sides, and I actually got rid of it on the... Oh, no, here we go again. No, it's right. I got rid of it on the right side. It was too big to be 1 room, but not big enough to be, 2. And so I'm just like, you know what, I'm just going to get rid of it. And I was able to put in, the master bedroom and actually fit a double bed in there. So I did tweak the upper floor plan a little bit. The lower floor plan is pretty much the same. There's a living room, a dining room. I love the octagonal thing in the dining room. The bathroom on the lower floor, I did leave that in the video because it's a weirdly shaped bathroom. I don't think I put the other bathrooms in the video, though. I'm not exactly 100% sure on this. I'm really proud of how Audrey's room came out, and I'm really proud of how this house turned out in general. It's just really pretty. It's just I think in the actual house there were 2 different levels of, whatchamacallit, of, I don't even know how they did this in The Sims 2, but there were just 2 different levels of, not foundation, but decks. And I think I did this before the update where we were allowed to do that or something like that. But I just put the lower deck level on the ground level, and then I was just, yeah, it worked out. Another unique thing about this house is that the living room is actually at the back of the house, which I think I did in one house for a family of aliens once, but that was on the computer that crashed, so I don't have that house anymore. But this house actually, I think I like the way it turned out, that it has a hallway leading into the house and the living room is in the back. And then there's an office space, which could have been another formal living room or a family room or something like that. And then there was another room, which I turned into a laundry room. And, you know what, this it's been a while since I did this build. I actually looked at the date. The date on the latest video file was actually May 23, so it's been over a month and a half since I actually built this. So it's kind of hard for me to remember exactly what I did. I mean, I can rewatch the video, but it's going to be hard for me to remember why I did what I did. And, you know, and that's because I record a lot ahead. And I do probably have enough pre-recorded to where I can continue to put videos out for the rest of the month or something like that, and not have to worry about making new ones. But that's pretty good, because when my computer crashed, I had about a month and a half to think long and hard about what I actually wanted to do with my channel and the direction I wanted to take it. And that involves some videos that are a lot more fun to edit than building. I mean, building is fun, don't get me wrong, but it's just editing the builds are kind of just tiring, because nobody wants to see me scroll through 50,000 different objects. So I edit a lot of that out, and I have to go through it and edit it out. And, you know, I do these builds and, like, I record them in, like, hour and a half long sessions. So it takes a lot of time to go through this. But with these other videos that I really want to do, they're a lot more fun to edit. I'm actually really excited because everything is finally coming together. I am wrapping up some projects that I just needed to get done, and I will be putting out, you know, new types of videos. I'm not going to reveal anything just yet, although by the time you are watching this, the first one will already be out. But at the time I am recording this, it's actually probably going to go up tomorrow because I finished it last night, and I kind of want a day between uploads. But I put a lot of time into it, and I know it's not perfect because it's just practice, but I definitely hope you guys like it. Anyway, on to a little bit more personal news. The store where I did for quite a lot of time get a lot of my accessories at is closing, and that kind of makes me a little sad because, like I said, you know, there was a period when I was in college and a little bit after that where I did get all of my jewelry there, and I got some pretty cool nail polish there and some clothes there too. And it just makes me really sad because it was a really good store, although they didn't really have anything that basically, you know, was really cute or I had to have recently, but I still have to go because I got a gift card for Christmas, and if I don't spend it, I'm going to be hounding my cousin for 20 bucks. Okay, yeah, I know that might be a little rude, but I shouldn't have to be out of a Christmas present because I didn't use it until July and the store went out of business. You know, I mean, I've said before, etiquette is terrible, honestly. Etiquette is just a way for you to sabotage yourself and do what's good for others. And I'm just like, no, I'm sick and tired of doing that. But, you know, anyway, I just haven't worn accessories lately because I was kind of in a down period for a while. And I don't have bipolar. It's not that bad, but it still was just like I had a lot of stuff going on. I realized I had lost some more friends. And, you know, I didn't feel like wearing anything. And I usually just don't wear any jewelry in the winter anyway because, you know, I don't really switch up my wardrobe between the summer and winter. In the winter, I usually just wear what I wear in the summer and throw a hoodie over it. So there's no point in wearing jewelry because nobody's going to see it. And also, I never go anywhere. So it's just like, why the point of getting, like, dressed up? I mean, when I look good, I feel good. You know, just the fact that I know I'm not really going to go anywhere just kind of dampens it on me. So, you know, I haven't really been, you know, searching for new jewelry or wearing it lately. But I don't know. I'm just really sad that the store is closing because it was a good store. And I just hope that I don't go there and everything is so picked over and the only things left are things I don't really want and are kind of ugly. And then, you know, I'll have to be hounding my cousin for 20 more bucks. But I can't really complain because he is going to have a wedding when nobody else would invite me to theirs, so that's another whole rant I'm not going to get into right now. Anyway, you guys, okay, so, now on to a slightly different topic, a little bit more Sims related. So, yesterday there was a Max's monthly live stream, and I know you all are chomping at the bit to hear my opinions on this, but apparently I didn't watch the live stream, and I decided to take a nap instead. When I was looking at the news, I'm like, oh, this happens. And, well, first of all, it's all in Pacific time, so I have to add 2 hours, which I don't know, it's not as automatic. I mean, I live in the middle of the country, and for those of you that don't know or live other places, a reality for those of us that live in the middle of the country is the fact that everything is pretty much done on East Coast time. However, I live in a time zone that is an hour behind the East Coast. So when new Sims games come out, I actually get them at 11 p.m. the day before. But, you know, it's something that I've gotten used to because when on TV, they advertise something, they say it's on at a certain time, but it's not really because I have to subtract an hour. So I've gotten really used to subtracting an hour because, that's a reality for where I live. I know it sounds weird, but for those of us that live in the middle of the United States, that's what we have to do. What I'm not used to is adding on 2 hours, which I know it sounds really trivial, but arithmetic was never my best strong suit. I was never able to memorize math facts. And when you throw in the fact that after 12 you have to start at 1 again, it's just like kind of hard and I have to put some effort into it. But by the time I saw that, I realized, oh, wait a minute, this isn't a half hour. Now I want to take a nap. But actually what they announced in this is that they have done some rebranding. And it's just like, why? I mean, that was literally the first thought I had when I saw that post on Facebook, was just, why rebrand the game? You didn't need to rebrand The Sims 1. You didn't need to rebrand The Sims 2. They didn't really rebrand The Sims 3 all that much. Why are you rebranding The Sims 4? Like, honestly, I just feel like this whole thing was just unnecessary. And, I don't have a problem with rebranding. It's just that there are so many other things they could have been spending their time on in this game. And give us working restaurants. Give us more unique gameplay for teenagers. But when you look at the rebranding, it just doesn't look as good. And when I look at the new design for all the game packs, the expansion packs, and the stuff packs, it just reminds me of something that, I did when I was younger. It just looks like somebody, tried their hardest to make it look good and imitate a top-tier design, and just fell short and just didn't succeed. And I've seen fans on Twitter create better designs than this. So it's like, okay. I mean, with the main menu, a lot of people are complaining because, well, it just doesn't look as good. I like what we have now. I just don't see a reason for the change. For a lot of people, it's just going to end up triggering migraines, and I completely understand why that would be an issue. And, I get why that is frustrating. For me, however, I don't suffer from that problem. I'm very thankful for that. But it really isn't all that much of a big deal for me because, honestly, I'm just going to be staring at the main menu screen for like 5 seconds every time I launch the game. So it's not that big of a deal. I don't think it's going to affect the gameplay. The more I think about this rebranding decision, the more I realize that the Sims team honestly did not think this through. If people are going to be having such issues like having migraines when looking at this color scheme or stuff like that, it's just like, why? Why did you do this? Why did you spend time and effort on this? Like, again. And they also made a new box cover art, which I actually have to admit that I do like it better than the old one. I've seen people complain that it kind of goes back to like the 2000s. And then on this new cover, they're like, yeah, all the new stuff is coming. And I'm just like looking at the stuff on the cover and I'm like, okay, I see like 1 or 2 new things. The rest is stuff I already have in the game. Why am I going to be excited about that? And other people say, it brings back a Sims 2 era vibe. And honestly, I just don't see it. I mean, I wouldn't mind that because I like The Sims 2. The Sims 2 is probably the best game in the franchise. We don't need the graphics to go back to the 2000s. We need the gameplay to go back, and we really need to bring back 2000s fashions. Because, when I was in high school in the late 2000s, there was a lot of clothing in the store that I really wanted, and I really was excited for it. And, I just went to the clothing store the other day, and I didn't see one shirt that I wanted. I mean, I looked at it online, and there was stuff I really liked online, but in the store, everything was just ugly. And it's just, the fashion trends now are just so ugly. It's just like, can we just bring 2000s fashions back? Because, that's the stuff I like to wear, and I'm not seeing any of it in the stores. And a lot of the stuff that I had, I don't fit in anymore, and I had to give it away. So yeah, anyway, I realized this video might be on the shorter side. I know I have a lot of editing out to do with this voiceover, but it's probably time I do let you go. So if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate you leaving a like. Please consider subscribing, and I'm probably going to go take a nap or something after I'm done editing this. So, I'm going to be seeing you next time. Bye!